We're following the breaking news tonight. The U.S. Senate about to hold a confirmation vote on President Trump's Attorney General nominee, Senator Jeff Sessions. That vote momentarily. And President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Neil Gorsuch, is now speaking out about President Trump's attacks on federal judges, including the panel currently consider whether to reinstate the president's travel ban. Gloria, Judge Gorsuch used strong words in a meeting with Senator Blumenthal when he said that the president's attacks on the federal judiciary are demoralizing and disheartening. An administration official confirming that the judge used those words.
I think that President Trump may be having a little bit of buyer's remorse tonight because, of course, what Gorsuch was reacting to was the president's comments that judges are political, that the interrogation of the attorneys by the judges last night was disgraceful, as he called it. And clearly, Gorsuch, who has been served on the 10th Circuit for more than a decade, comes at this from a very different point of view, with a clear regard for the separation of powers and for the role of the judiciary here. And I'm sure he didn't intend for his comments to be broadcast by a Democrat, but nonetheless, this is probably really troubling for the president who just nominated him.
Yeah, but his press aide confirmed to the news media that he did in fact say that.
What are you going to do? Say the senator was a liar? I mean, you can't do that.
Jeffrey, you think this actually could help Judge Gorsuch get confirmed, because Democrats are going to see him as someone who's straightforward, reliable, honest?
Yeah, I take a somewhat more cynical view, perhaps, of this. You know, this is very mild criticism of the president, disheartening, you know, demoralizing. I mean, those are not exactly condemnatory words. He's a judge, and judges believe that they, you know, that they should not be ridiculed. I do think that President Trump is right to think that judges can be criticized. I mean, these are unaccountable, very powerful people who can be criticized sometime. The problem here is that Trump is using this sort of childish language, saying, you know, that this is a so-called judge and any high school student could resolve this case. But you know, the idea that judges are off limits for criticism for presidents or anyone else, I think, is wrong.
So you disagree with Judge Gorsuch, who told Senator Schumer, the Democratic leader, that an attack on one federal judge is an attack on all federal judges?
I do disagree with that. I mean, I would like to know precisely what was said, but I don't see why judges should be outside, should be, you know, free from criticism from the president or anything else. Remember, Barack Obama attacked the Citizens United case in his State of the Union address. Franklin Roosevelt fought with the Supreme Court. I mean, I don't think it's unprecedented to attack judicial decisions. What's different is Donald Trump attacking judges in this juvenile high school way, which is just the way he expresses himself. But the idea of criticizing judges, I really just don't think is so bad.
David Swerlik, where do you come down?
Yeah, no, I think that's right. The manner in which the attacks are coming is really what's separating this from other instances. Calling judges so-called judges is not attacking the merits of that decision. It's essentially saying judges, it's diminishing their role in the separation of powers of the three branches of government.
Well, but, you know, I think that he was just nominated by Donald Trump. And Donald Trump will take this as a personal affront. I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
And he'll think, why did I nominate this guy who's criticizing me? I mean, there is a larger point here, which Jeffrey is making, which is that judges are not above being criticized. But I think Donald Trump is going to take this personally. It won't go over well.
Rebecca, I agree with Gloria, because I've covered Donald Trump for a long time. Gloria has as well. When he hears the man he nominated to the highest court criticizing him, his tweets about the judiciary, what he's saying about the judiciary, about federal judges, demoralizing and disheartening, I know how Donald Trump will react, and it won't be positive.
And certainly we've seen that Donald Trump in these tweets doesn't necessarily hold the judiciary and its role in the highest regard. But by the same token, I think a lot of us were surprised when a number of his cabinet nominees during their confirmation hearings went out and publicly disagreed with him on some really big issues, like his approach to Russia, for example. And this wasn't just a one-time thing, it was multiple nominees. And his reaction to that was, you know what? I nominated them. I think it's fine if they disagree. I'll take their disagreement.
But
and
none of those, whether it was General Mattis or General Kelly or Mike Pompeo, who was the CIA director, none of them said the president's words were demoralizing and disheartening or anything along those lines. They said they expressed their support for NATO. They were very condemnatory of Russia and Putin, for example. But it wasn't personal like this.
Right. So this is certainly a little bit more direct than those circumstances. But I would agree with Jeffrey that this isn't really a cutting sort of rebuke. It's very nuanced. Actually.
Well, it might help him with some Democrats.
I think it will.
Actually.
Well, I mean, right? Gloria is making a very important point there. I mean, this is going to help him get confirmed.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It will
Exactly.
show him. It will show. I mean, these comments, which are fairly mild, do show a measure of independence, and especially at this moment when the judiciary and the president are, at loggerheads over the immigration issue. Judicial independence is going to be something a lot of senators are looking for.
And we'll see how he deals with all these sensitive issues during his confirmation hearings before the Senate Judiciary Committee in March. He'll be asked about all of them. A programming note, Senator Blumenthal will be a guest tonight on AC 360, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're back with the panel, much more on the breaking news right after this.